The Man at Table 9. A story of kindness and unfinished conversations in a cozy corner of Maplewood. Tucked between the scent of fresh bread and the soft hum of jazz music was Table 9. It was in tea special, just a small wooden table with a chipped corner and a wobbly leg. But to Lily, a part-time waitress and aspiring author, Table 9 held a quiet mystery. Every Sunday at exactly 8 a.m., an elderly man named Mr. Wallace would take his seat there, dressed neatly in a gray suit, always with a blue striped tie. He would order a cup of black coffee, croissant with extra butter, and then sit silently, gazing out the window for hours. He never brought a book, never used a phone, he never rushed. Just sat, watched, waited. At first, Lily and the other waitstaff made small jokes about him. Think he's waiting for a ghost? Joked Mike the cook. Maybe it's his wife's spirit talking to him, said Sarah the barista with a romantic sigh. But as the weeks passed, Lily became curious, not to poke fun, but to understand. One quiet Sunday, after her shift slowed, she approached him cautiously. "Mr. Wallace, would you mind some company?" He looked up, surprised, but then smiled softly and gestured to the seat across from him. "I wouldn't mind at all." It began with small talk. She learned he was a retired literature professor, widowed for almost 10 years, used to come here every Sunday with his wife, Claire. After her passing, he just never stopped. "This was her favorite table," he said one day, touching the wood with reverence. She said the light hit just right in the mornings. Over time, they talked more about his teaching years, her dreams of publishing, their shared love for poetry. He recited poems from memory, his voice gentle yet firm, like a violin bow gliding across old strings. But what touched Lily most was his way of listening. Not just hearing, but truly listening. When she spoke of her struggles, bills, rejection letters, her absent father, he listened as if her words were sacred. One day, Lily showed him her writing notebook. She had never shared it with anyone before. Mr. Wallace flipped through the pages, nodding slowly. "You have a rare soul, Lily," he said. "And rare souls tell rare stories. Never stop." That day, he brought a second croissant. "For your mind," he said with a wink. Weeks turned into months. The cafe staff now called him Lily's professor, and Table 9 became their quiet haven. Then one Sunday, he didn't come. The hours ticked by. Lily waited past her shift, her heart pounded. The next Sunday, the same. "No, Mr. Wallace." Panicked. She found an address from an old receipt he left behind and rushed to the listed building. It was a retirement home. She asked the front desk for him. "He's here," the nurse smiled. "Just recovering. Fell down the stairs 2 weeks ago. It must be Lily. He talks about you all the time." Relief flooded her. When she entered his room, Mr. Wallace grinned weakly. "I was worried you'd think I've vanished like a poem's final stanza," he joked. She laughed through her tears. Over the next weeks, she visited him daily, bringing pastries and reading her latest chapters. He gave feedback, sometimes stern, often glowing. When he was strong enough to return to the cafe, Table Jill was waiting. The cafe staff had decorated it with sunflowers, Claire's favorite, and a framed photo of Mr. Wallace and Lily, taken by Sarah. "This," he said, looking around, "is what kindness does. It brings people back to life." On a quiet afternoon, after a long conversation about her new book idea, he looked at her and said, "Promise me when I'm gone. ULL keeps sitting at Table 9. Let it be a place for someone else who needs to be heard." "I promise," she whispered. Years later, Lily's debut novel, Table 9, hit bestseller lists. In her author bio, she wrote, "Inspired by a man who taught me that kindness isn't a grand gesture, as a cup of coffee, croissant, and an open ear." Mr. Wallace lived long enough to see her book on the shelf. He signed her copy, "To the girl who turned a chipped table into a masterpiece." And every Sunday, Lily still returns to Table 9, sometimes alone, sometimes with strangers who look like they need to talk, but always with a warm croissant, a notebook, and a heart wide open. Would you help someone who once helped you with just a smile? Comment if this is the right way. Like and subscribe for more real kindness.